Hello parents. In the previous video, we saw how brain wiring is done and brain architecture is formed during early childhood. We also saw the importance of early childhood on child development. Now we are going to see how we can help our children develop during this period of particularly 2 to 3 years. So according to one research by Harvard University, healthy development in early years, particularly birth to 3 years, provides strong foundation for not only child's academic growth, success in later life, but also for economic productivity, shaping responsible citizenship, lifelong health, and building strong communities, and particularly successful parenting of the next generation. Here the important thing to note is genes provide the basic blueprint for this. I repeat again, genes provide the basic blueprint for the brain architecture. But the experiences influence how, whether, and to what extent genes will express themselves. We hear a lot about nature versus nurture. So, genes is nature, the genetic material that you're born with. The experiences that the child or even the adults undergo is nature. There is hardly any way to change your genetic material, but relevant experiences can ensure that the genes for the characteristics of positive outcome in life uh, can be influenced, and you can help the child to express their genetic material to the fullest. Now I'll give an example. Suppose a child has genetic material for being a good musician, but he is barely exposed to experiences for developing this skill. Uh, there is no listening to good music or learning. Then, in spite of having good chances and aptitude for musical skills, this skill will remain unrealized. So, you see the importance of experiences in our life. Hence, genes and experiences together shape the quality of brain architecture and make either strong or weak foundation for all the learning. This process begins very early in life and continues in adulthood. Now, what can we do during this very important period to ensure that children have strong foundation for their future development? What we can do to build strong brain architecture? First and foremost, responsive interaction. This is also called serve and return or back and forth interactions. Serve and return interactions are important for all the children, but they are particularly very important for 2 to 3 years old children. This is important to build healthy and strong brain architecture. Now, serve and return means, as in tennis or volleyball, every serve must be returned. In the same way, we must return children's actions with appropriate responses. The neural connections are building at great speed in early childhood, and these connections are created and strengthened by interacting with attentive caregivers. Now, how to practice this serve and return with your child? Suppose if the child is looking or pointing to something, making sounds or making facial expressions, moving those tiny arms and legs, this is the serve. Please pay attention to what the child is focused on. Of course, you cannot do or you cannot spend all your day or time doing this. So, Look for the small opportunities throughout the day. Like when you are getting them dressed, or you are giving them a bath, or you're feeding them. You can look at them, you can make sounds of facial expressions like saying, "Oh, I see," or smiling and nodding to let the child know that you are noticing what they are doing. Or you can pick an object that the child is pointing to and bring it closer to the child. Basically, you should acknowledge them. You can offer children comfort with a hug or gentle words, help them, play with them. Why this is important? Because never getting return can be stressful for the child. When you never serve, when the you never return the serve, children know that they think that their thoughts are or feelings are not heard or not being understood or not being cared. Then give it a name. When you return a serve, naming what the child is saying, doing, or pointing, you make important language connections in the child's brain even before they can start talking or understand your words. You can name anything, a person, an action, a feeling, or a combination or all of this. Like if a child points to its ear, then you can also point to it and say, "Oh, that's your tiny ear." And naming helps in building their word bank and also lets them know that you care. Then go back and forth. Now, what is this? Every time you return a serve, give the child a chance and time to respond. Waiting is very important because children of this age need some time for the responses, for forming their responses. And taking turn helps them learn self-control and learning how to get along with others, taking turns, and also builds their confidence that they can respond. Now let us see what happens if the child is neglected, if the child doesn't get appropriate response. Extreme neglect can be like not attending to child's basic needs such as feeding, changing their nappy, or the safety needs. This is extreme neglect. That is not today's topic. It has very grave consequences on child's life and later life when the child grows, but that is not our today's topic. So when these basic needs are met, responsiveness to the child is equally important for healthy growth. Now, what are the circumstances when the child is neglected or doesn't get response in this way? Most importantly, in most of the cases, mental health issues of mother like depression or other physical illnesses, discord in the family, or overworked mother due to various reasons like family responsibilities, long working hours. But the research shows that there should be at least one consistent primary caregiver for healthy growth. If the mother is unable to take up this role, father or some other member in the family or any other responsible adult can attend to the child's need and it will ensure child healthy growth. Science shows that early exposure to maltreatment or neglect can disrupt healthy development and have lifelong consequences. When adult responses are unreliable, inappropriate, or simply absent, developing brain circuits are disrupted, affecting how children learn, solve their problems, and relate to others, and also the health. Sensitive parental care, characterized by prompt and adequate responses to the child's signals and needs, predict more secure attachment relationships, healthy relationships in later life, then higher level of cognitive development, higher level of success in all the aspects of life, and good health. Neglect also alters the development of stress response system, that can lead to greater risk of anxiety, depression, then cardiovascular problem, or other chronic health impairment later in life. So, a great deal of brain architecture is shaped during the first 3 years of the birth, but the window of the opportunity for its development does not close on child's third birthday. So it's never too late to start. So parents, you can start right from where you are for your child's good development, and all the